How can probation and parole affect your Fourth Amendment rights to unlawful searches and seizures? If you're charged with a crime and end up being convicted and placed on probation, or if you're convicted and go to prison and are released early on parole, while you're out on parole or probation, your Fourth Amendment rights differ dramatically than someone that is not on parole or someone who's not on probation. When you're placed on probation, you're going to sign a bunch of documents that are basically giving up some of your rights. A part of being on probation, you have to give the probation office the absolute right to come to your home at any time to search it. Now, they don't have to give you a heads up. They could just, on 5 o'clock on a Saturday, come by your house. And if you're someone that's on probation, they don't need a warrant. They can walk right in and search the entire place. If you're found with contraband, whether that's drugs or firearms, even though they had no warrant to go in there, because you were on probation, the state can file new charges against you and also violate your probation. It works similarly on parole. If you're on parole, you lose your right to Fourth Amendment search and seizures, meaning the same thing. A parole officer can come to your home and search it for any contraband. And if there is contraband found, not only can they file a new case against you, they can also revoke your parole and put you back into prison. The Fourth Amendment is one of the most important constitutional amendments that we have as American citizens. Being an American citizen, we have the absolute right to be protected from unlawful searches or seizures by the government. Another way that your Fourth Amendment rights can change, whether on probation or parole, comes in the form of searches to your person. And not only do I mean that you'll be subject to pat-downs if you go into a probation or parole office, or if they come into your home, they also can force you, without a warrant, to submit to drug screens or DNA screens. Now, typically, the Fourth Amendment covers that in their unreasonable search and seizures laws, meaning that for the normal person, the government cannot compel you without a warrant to either give a drug screen or to submit to a DNA test. However, when you're on probation, that's another one of the rights you give. And while you're on probation or parole, you are subject to random drug screens or DNA swabs if they so request it, and you cannot deny them if they do request that, even if they don't have a warrant. And finally, not only does your Fourth Amendment rights change in probation and parole when it comes to your person or your home, it also applies to your vehicle as well. If you're driving down the road and you're pulled over for whatever reason, or if you're merely a passenger in that vehicle and the officer realizes that you're on probation or parole, that officer can search you, pat you down, and ask you questions that they normally wouldn't be able to ask because, again, you gave up your Fourth Amendment right when you were placed on probation or placed on parole. If you are on probation or parole and have any questions about your Fourth Amendment rights, please give us at the Marc Lopez Law Firm a phone call, 317-632-3642. And always remember, plead the fifth.